Hi, I'm Bowling Otter.
And I'm Lucy Sandwich.
Welcome to
the BS on the Internet.
Well, it's been another one of those weeks.
Oh my God. This week went slow.
Yeah.
Didn't it feel really slow?
Did feel really slow, yes.
Oh my gosh. You know what?
Maybe it's like the hangover from the holidays being hectic for like a month straight.
Yeah,
month
and
a half
getting back.
straight.
That's got to be it.
And then also, this is like the first full week where like, we don't have to do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Now we just get back to like normal day-to-day life for a minute.
Right.
You know?
Just that regular grind and not because the holidays, they kind of take a while to ramp up.
Yeah.
And you feel like this is your normal pace.
Yeah. You don't even notice it ramped up.
And you don't notice.
Yeah.
Right. And now I feel like the days are dragging a little bit. Although we did on Monday, oh my God, it feels like forever ago. It's Friday when we're recording this.
Yes.
We went to our big OB appointment.
Yes.
To go check on
obstetrician.
That's
obstetrician, Jimmy.
To go check on Brother Otter, the little boy in my belly.
Yes.
And it was a really hectic appointment because they have to measure everything on the baby to make sure everything's okay. They tell you the sex if you didn't know the sex yet. We knew before because I had to get other testing done that we had just happened to find out. But they have to measure like the length of his legs, the length of his arms, like from here to here, here to here, circumference of his head. It's a really long ultrasound. It was about an hour, and I remembered it from last time because they have to get all different kinds of angles of the baby. So they kind of dig around your stomach a little bit, and when you're done, you're like all red. Like I had cramps for the rest of the day. They have to kind of push, kind of like get some really odd angles. They'll go, oh, he's laying this way. We need him to turn. So they kind of like jiggle your belly a little bit. But we got to see him, and we got some really cool pictures. And he looks just like his big brother. Oh my
Also,
gosh.
only a 6-month-old fetus.
I know
right now, so it looks like a
mud baby.
It looks like a mud baby,
Yeah,
like those mud baby pictures, like those
weird.
3-dimensional pictures
They're
they
really
take now.
strange.
Yeah, they look really weird.
Some people are like, "Oh my God, that's
He's
so beautiful."
It's like half his face isn't even there yet.
Yeah, I know.
It's over here, just kind of fused into the wall, or whatever's going on.
I know.
Like he's working on it.
So
He's cooking.
weird.
He's still cooking.
I know, but I feel like I'm seeing toddler otter.
Well,
like,
I am totally not ready to. I think it looks like every other picture that I've ever seen in my life.
So?
Like when you see one of those ultrasound pictures, like, oh look,
a baby,
an ultrasound of a baby in the womb. Like
he does.
they look
He
like,
me. I'd be curious.
I'll worry about that when he's born.
I'll be curious to go back and see if I could find toddler otters ultrasounds and see if they compare.
Yeah.
Or anything like that.
I'm sure they do.
He's
good.
I'm
sure
and
they do.
He's healthy. And toddler otter came and Maddie came and we all looked and he went baby.
He went baby.
Yeah,
baby,
we went look the baby. He went baby.
I didn't even know
yay.
that he would why would have said that?
Yeah,
that but he did. I was just like, why are you saying baby right now?
I know.
You can't possibly understand this.
But everything is perfect and he's healthy and we're good so far. And just tired.
Yeah.
Just tired.
Definitely tired.
But that was on Monday, and then the rest of the week just kind of dragged on.
Well, back to work.
But things happened.
That's life.
Yes.
The grind.
But things happened, so let's talk about them.
Yes.
Okay, so on Sunday, the Golden Globes were on, and we watched, even though a lot of them are still in theaters, and we haven't seen them.
Yeah.
And it seemed like Lady Gaga was going to win for A Star Is Born, and she didn't. It was like this big upset. It was Glenn Close. But I saw the next day, Rami Malek won for Freddie Mercury. We still haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody because we're parents. We need babysitters. But Rami Malek won. And they won, I think, film of the year, or something like that. Yeah,
drama
best
of the year.
Film.
It was
best film,
actor, drama.
Best film, drama. Okay. So I think everybody was surprised at that as well. Everybody thought it was going to be A Star Is Born.
I haven't seen the movies, but the general reaction I saw was that this was an upset of sorts.
Yeah, if any of you have seen both A Star Is Born and Bohemian Rhapsody, I'm curious to
or
see
any
what
of the
you
other
think.
movies in the that were nominated for best film.
But I know that these two were kind of like neck and neck. But I thought it was going to be A Star Is Born.
How often does this happen? People think they know what's neck and neck.
That's true.
And this happens all the freaking time. Yeah. Happened last year, the Oscars for Best Picture.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody was picking that one, and nobody picked this, and they're always. Sometimes I feel like the people that vote, I'm like, we're going to pick one nobody thinks that we're going to pick.
Maybe, or they just don't go with the celebrity and the stands.
Yeah.
They go with the performance.
or whatever other kind of like facet of it they're going with.
True. But where I'm going with this is that because Bohemian Rhapsody won for Best Drama, the director of Bohemian Rhapsody is Bryan Singer, who was accused of harassment, sexual harassment, really crazy allegations, and he got fired from the movie 2 weeks before they finished.
Yeah. So he directed the movie.
Basically directed it. So Rami Malek wins, everybody gets up for Best Film and all this stuff, and nobody mentions Bryan Singer or the director who stepped in and finished the movie out. So the next day I'm on social media and I'm seeing that there's backlash against Bohemian Rhapsody as a movie and everybody in it because they were even nominated for Golden Globes or won Golden Globes, because everybody on
really? They thought the whole movie should be disqualified?
Like they felt like either it should have been pulled or disqualified.
Oh man, I think that is like...
They should... Well, here's the thing. Because he got Best Film, he actually, the person, Bryan Singer, gets a Golden Globe.
Yeah.
So...
Because he directed the movie.
Yes. Yeah. Now, some people are thinking that he shouldn't have been even given the actual object, even rewarded one.
It's just
but
like...
also, I've seen like this
too many other people involved.
Yeah.
There's way too many other people involved.
Okay. So he was fired after what they said were unexplained absences.
Oh, that's
it was
interesting.
Unexplained absences. Okay, that's interesting. But he was accused of assault. I think sexual assault. Okay, so we just did a quick Google and pulled this up because I wanted to see exactly what happened. And they said over 2 decades, he has been involved in, sexual assault of minors for a while. And they've dogged his career, the careers of associates across 2 decades. So it seems like it's a similar situation where he had kind of like a Harvey Weinstein situation where he had people under him who were helping to protect him, who were also involved with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay.
So I think because there was this network of people that something should have happened to the movie, but what? Do you know what I mean? So like,
but we're talking 2 weeks
movie?
before. I mean, but didn't that happen? Actually, I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was a movie that was supposed to come out that got like canceled at the last minute.
Really?
I feel like that happened within the last couple of years.
Yeah,
like there was some sort of big movie, and they were like, "Nope, not going to happen."
It happened to Bohemian Rhapsody a bunch of times.
Yeah, happened.
Like the movie itself is cursed.
That's right. Yeah. So I don't know.
Do you think that they should have been eligible for a Golden Globe? Do you think the movie should have come out? I mean, they were. I really do feel terrible.
I'm so conflicted about
this.
I
know. I feel awful for punishing a big group of people because of the actions of one person or a handful of people.
Yes.
Say he had a group of people working under him for the last 20 years who are perpetrators in this kind of thing. Take them off, you know. But according to, I think they said the Directors Guild guidelines, he has to be on the movie. He has to be on the credits. He has to be in the, they can't just take you off. Like if you do the work, you deserve the credit that like you have to. It's the law, it's the director's law or whatever the heck they have. But I get that if he did the work.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it takes.
That law is supposed to be to protect people from people stealing your work,
of course.
Right?
Yeah,
and so it's very important for it to be in there.
Not as a punishment.
But but at the same time, it's like, but then it has to apply to that too. You still did it. It still has to apply.
I know.
I don't know. I'm not like the person that like. I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this.
No.
I mean, like, let's see.
Nobody knows where
let me
to go.
pick like a really divisive example. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
How about Joe Paterno? Okay. How about that dude? I'm not the guy that's like pretend he never won a football game before.
Oh, right.
And remove his record.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh god, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes away from everybody else.
Yeah. In my opinion, the guy is complicit and he deserves punishment. But you don't pretend things didn't happen that happened.
Right.
Like rewriting history doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel that way about this too.
Mean.
Like I get it that now that we know what this guy is, like has been involved in and the kind of person he is, probably isn't a good idea to do any more work with him. Or like if you're going to, you're cognizant of the kind of crap storm it's going to put you in. You know,
right.
But as far as them pretend he didn't do stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, what is...
I just get hung up on why take away from innocent people who worked hard.
Especially that. But even so, it's like, I don't know about the whole, like, no, you didn't really do that. You're a bad person.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think you actually did that. It's like,
yeah.
no, we have to be honest with this. He still may be like a brilliant artist. This happened over and over throughout history.
Yeah.
We don't forget about a lot of really bad people stuff that they have done.
Right.
There's like art that we appreciate and like that we laud as legendary that was done by people who were pretty much very bad people.
Yeah, even artists.
Yes,
like if you go
exactly.
goes back
actual
farther.
artists.
Yeah, actual people. Like,
this is going on for forever, basically. You know.
Sure.
So we never like. I don't know. It's the person's going to eventually go away. Their work will probably stay.
Yeah.
So
but it will have a cloud over all of it.
Certainly. Yeah. That has to be represented with
risk.
it. You have that asterisk there. You know, but you still have to recognize that it happened in the first place.
Yeah.
I feel like you need it all.
What I think is different that's happening now is that everybody is so visible now. So whereas somebody, you know, if say, you know, I'm a Renaissance painter and I get in some kind of
most people are never going to know the kind of person you are.
Yeah. I could move and go somewhere else and go paint there, whatever, and have a career and live out my life. But that doesn't happen.
No, you can't get away now.
No,
you can't move.
You can't.
You do not get any more second chances.
What do you do? So their only option is to try and get back in somehow.
And that's that. And we've talked about this before, like Louis C.K. and everything.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like this is unprecedented now. We don't know how this goes.
I know.
And like you said before, you could just move. You could even move to a different country or something.
Sure.
You know, and like have a brand new life and start over again. There is no starting over anymore.
No, not
So it's
really.
like we're gonna have to see.
Especially
All we can do
if
is
you're
wait and
somebody
see.
this public.
Wait and see if somebody correctly navigates, finds a way to correctly navigate it that makes everyone satisfied.
I know.
And I don't know. Who knows? But this guy's probably not about to do it. So
No. Well, the last article that I pulled up, it was just him on Instagram saying thank you.
Yeah.
For the Golden Globe for Best Film. We worked really hard. Blah, blah, blah. Congratulations to everybody.
And everybody got mad.
Yeah. So I don't know, like, because this is going to keep happening.
Yeah, it is.
And I feel like everybody has such a wide array of consequences in their mind that they think either everybody needs to go
how
away.
is there ever supposed to be a consensus?
And they range from this didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like you said, we didn't make this movie. I was never involved, blah, blah, blah. Or finish it out and get it out there. But then if it's really good, like Bohemian Rhapsody, then what?
Yeah. Well, then you start to wonder, who was it that deprived you of experiencing that thing?
Yeah.
Does it even become them anymore? Or do we do it to ourselves? So it's like, at some point, this argument could go on forever.
It can. I'm curious to see your thoughts.
Yeah.
And if you think they should have mentioned him they left him out of all of the Golden Globe speeches and discussions and everything. He was not brought up at all. They act like he didn't even exist, like he had nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if you
and so
guys
he cannot be like associated with it in the press going forward.
Yeah.
But he's always gonna be the guy that did it.
Right.
You know, nobody else could say like, no, he didn't do it anymore because he did his bad stuff. Instead, I did it.
Yeah, for sure.
Or you could be like this ghost of, you know, film direction.
Yeah,
did it,
right.
You know?
Right.
Like,
goes to film direction. Right.
Anyway, we can
I
go.
don't know. Tell me what you
think. We're not getting anywhere.
I'm curious. So, Mortal Kombat 11 is coming. Why are you smiling?
Because I'm psyched. I don't know why you're not excited.
Mortal Kombat 11 is coming out on April 23rd. I know I've mentioned it before. I will be over.
I need to pull out some Mortal Kombat 10 and get back into it.
I will be 8 months pregnant.
Yes.
Probably ready to have a baby at any moment.
Yeah.
By the time this comes out.
may induce labor.
I'm worried it might.
I'm actually not. I'm only kind of half kidding. It might actually do it.
It might.
Yes.
So what they're doing is they're having a big reveal. Oh wait, here it is. Okay, they're going to reveal the characters and the gameplay next week because we saw a super pretty trailer with music, the rap music that was kind of weird, kind of didn't fit. I remember.
Yeah, this is a little odd.
And so January 17th, video stream of the London event, 11 a.m. So we'll make a video on this.
Character reveals. Oh, we don't know if they're going to show off any actual newcomers.
Oh, they'll leak those out little by little.
Yeah, they might. They might just stick to like the guys that we recognize.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. You get used to the new guys later.
Oh God. So we're gonna. Oh my God. So we're gonna watch this and we're gonna do a video on it. But I am. Spawn might be a guest fighter.
Really?
Spawn! Spawn!
Plain teases Christopher with folks like Tom McFarlane suggesting that his popular horror fantasy character Spawn may be a guest fighter. That's awesome.
I like Spawn. I do. Oh my God. But you know what? It is my goal as 2019 Lissy, and I'm working on this on our streams. I'm working.
Yeah.
To try and get over the gore, because that is huge. So 2019 Lissy will not be fazed by anything gory whatsoever.
Okay.
But but as the week is going on, I guess to hype people up for this,
Yeah.
they have released Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn's about to, oh man.
Pre-order and plays on day
Yeah,
one.
oh my God. How can you get it and not be able to play a Shao Kahn?
I know.
Like,
I know. And Scorpion came out the other day.
yeah, Scorpion was like, yeah, that's right. That's cool looking.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
Scorpion's awesome.
I don't. Oh, that's right. Goro was the pre-order bonus.
In Mortal Kombat 10.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Before.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah,
Oh my God.
10.
It's all kind of like the PTSD is kind of like washing over me and all.
No, I have nothing but good memories of Mortal Kombat. That goes way back.
No, but you know what's going to suck about this for me is that they will continue to release like the super duper cool characters, the spawns, if you will, like over like months.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to keep coming back.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna have to keep looking
It's
at
the game
this.
that keeps on giving.
Oh my God.
Yes, I thought the amount of content they packed in the last one was amazing. So if they can just match that, that would be amazing. They don't even have to do more. I think they just have to do like the same approach they did last time, and they're golden. I think the game's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. I'm psyched.
Oh my God. Disgusting. Oh look, George Clooney's 20 best movies ranked. Didn't you always want to know about that?
I did. I'm
You
so
know,
glad somebody did an article.
I was just thinking about that today, that I wish.
You know, I was in this epic argument with somebody, and if I had that website at that time, I would have won that argument.
Thank you, Newsweek.
Okay, so this is a scientific news situation here.
Oh my goodness.
Science news.
Well, I can only do this while I'm wearing. This is not a normal thing. I'm out of contacts.
right. Yeah,
I'm
we're
picking
getting
them up
more
this
tomorrow.
weekend, so now I can go. All right, so do you know what gene editing is? Anybody know what gene editing is?
I do, Mr.
You know what
Buckley.
cheat editing is?
Yes.
That's basically like
edit
people
your
modification. It's editing genes. It's amazing, right? But like people have like ideas to use it to cure diseases potentially.
Yeah,
That's
or
like-
eradicate. Yeah.
completely eradicate diseases by just
Yeah.
figuring out the gene that marks it and then just disabling it, and that's it. You can't get that disease. So there's a lot of like interesting implications for it. But then the idea is that like there's almost certainly going to be used to like make like custom babies,
Designer babies.
babies.
I
you
feel
know,
like this topic comes up fairly often.
but
and
now it's
has
happening
been,
though.
But
That's
now
the
it's
thing.
and
Like
it's been done.
This is an
Yeah.
idea that like people have had for a long time. Like, and everybody kind of figured in one way, shape, or form that like eventually science will be good enough that we can just do whatever we want. Who wants to be blonde haired? You know, who wants to have blue eyes?
Yeah.
Everybody can do that. Who wants to be thin and like
Yeah.
who wants to be athletic and
Yeah.
who wants to be musical? And you can just start editing a person. And like the problem is now it's actually like been shown that it sort of works. Like there was a doctor, I'm forgetting where he was. It was in the East. I just don't remember the exact country. But he went out of his way to actually do some gene editing on somebody to cure a disease. I'm trying to remember the exact condition. The one thing about it is that was a little strange about it, besides the fact that you're editing somebody's genes, of course, is that the disease that he picked to cure was basically something that is in modern times pretty easily treated. So it's not even one that was like a big deal. Like, why didn't you pick like cancer or something?
Yeah.
You know, like if you're gonna bother doing this. But the problem is he did not go cooperatively with the scientific
be-
community, which is how you're supposed to approach these things, right? There's
Yeah.
definitely norms and regulations.
He kind of like ethically.
He's
like, messed
completely
up.
unethical.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's in a significant amount of trouble for it.
Yeah.
But because especially with a decision like this, it has to be made like cooperatively with a lot of people deciding how it's going to be done, what kind of regulations are going to be in
Yeah.
place before you
Oh,
get to
totally.
it. There's no regulations. The Wild West with that right now.
Yeah.
So Bill Gates of all people has
he's
decided
very- he's
recently.
very worried.
He's
I was
very,
just gonna
very
say,
worried. As you
he's
see it in his
staring
eyes.
at-
Look at that.
very
Is that not a
worried.
worried face?
I know, he's a worried man.
So he's come forward to basically say like, hey guys, we're not talking about this. This could be terrible if if not handled correctly.
It could be the worst form of discrimination and inequality that we've
because
ever
you're going to have to be rich to be able to do it, right?
Yeah.
So all that's going to do is make rich people better, smarter, more powerful, more capable. It'll widen the gap like crazy. And you know that's the direction it will go. We know people.
Yeah.
That's exactly what would happen.
Yeah.
We've seen this like whenever, you know.
Think about it and how far that would go. You would almost have two complete classes of people.
Yeah.
Because they said, and it's so funny because it was on the cover of Time magazine this week. We get Time magazine, like a couple of nerds, and it said like designer babies. And I was like, I feel like I've heard about this so many times. And I flipped through the article and they, like you said, like it's happening. They've done it. This guy has done it. He's bypassed all of the ethics regulations and rules and assumptions and just went ahead and
he thought he was being like a hero, right?
Yeah, he
Whereas
did.
essentially like you know, like scientists would say that like history's more going to look at him as like a mad scientist. Like a guy like he's just messing with people like getting in there with a screwdriver, turn knobs and seeing what happens without thinking about like long-term implications. We don't know what the long-term implications of this are.
Right.
Now he just went ahead and did it. We have no idea what's going to happen to that person now, you know?
Although, you know, it's so weird with this because, like, they're saying you could have a baby.
It's testing on humans.
Yeah, it is.
It's human testing.
It's human testing, But they're saying, like, you could have a baby with 3 parents.
Yeah.
Not all relationships are binary now, like 1 and 1. You could have 3 people. You can, you know, take a disease out. But here's the thing, and this is what always gets me stuck on this. Is, and I remember this when we had toddler otter, is you have to go through, you have this option, your insurance covers it, which I think is interesting, to go through this Bible of genetic testing of every disease you could think of, thousands and thousands of diseases. And they check my blood, they check the baby's blood, they go through our family histories. You remember asking all kinds of, what about your grandparents? What about your parents? Who had this, who had that? So they know what a greater probability of like of getting a disease or whatever. But the idea, and we weren't, luckily, we had nothing came up.
So far,
we had
so good.
We had bad eyes.
Yeah.
Both sides. I mean, that's about it. And everything else that our grandparents died of.
Generally
environmental,
not
like smoking, drinking, things like that.
Nothing,
you know,
nothing really major. Very fortunate.
Right, yeah. But I hear about people who, like there are some women who had like their mother, grandmother, great-grandmother die of ovarian cancer.
Yeah, the same thing.
At
just right down the line,
or breast cancer. And you know, and they all just are gone by 50 years old. And you kind of think, well, I really want a baby. Should I do this? Can I do this? And you could not
just dooming them to suffer for this, more than likely.
Yeah, like why
to
have a child? And like some people feel like, should you even have children? Like, should you keep going in this cycle? What do you do? And I don't know how I would behave in that situation.
I have no idea. I have no idea. That's something you just can't understand unless you're in it.
Yeah, like this disease that has killed generations of your family.
Yeah, like if you had the option to do this,
out.
What if you just went like, how about we just turn that gene off and your whole lineage is now cured of that disease? You know?
I know.
Like you no longer from forever going forward, it'll never happen again. Then your kid is going to live to be 100.
Yeah.
You know, like it's at some point.
I don't know.
But that's the thing. Nobody's saying, I mean, it's not that nobody's saying not to do this, but I think that, like, while some people are saying to do it definitively, some people are saying not to do it definitively, most people are saying, let's just learn about it first. Let's find out about it. Let's do some testing. Let's see what it's capable of. Let's see if it's dangerous and see if there's any real important, like, human advances we can make that could protect people with this. Like it could be very important protected medicine, but very important medicine. It really could be. I certainly don't look at it as being like, we just can't do it. I don't think you can really close yourself off completely to anything like that. You just have to learn about it.
So you want to prevent rather than design.
Yes. Yeah. It's one of those things where it can do things that are, this gets really tough from an ethical morality question, right? Because like, should people be able to change anything about, like, if you can, to change that about a person, should you be able to do it? Like, and who's going to make that decision for you? But I think people in general, as a race of people, have to make that decision. We need to make that decision for all of us. This is not an individual decision. It's just plain not. It's going to affect way too many people. It's going to affect classes of people. You know, like, it's going to affect generations of people. So you can't just be like, well, I'm going to live my life the way I want to. So you're affecting the entire species now. But it's tough. But then at the same time, it's like this. You could also think that inevitably this is going to happen. This is how you become beyond, like, the next step, not Homo sapien anymore. Like, how many steps up to this point?
Now we're in, like,
it's not like we're done evolving.
Now we're like X-Men.
Yeah, it's not like we got to this point like, oh, humans just not humans forever.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we just the state keeps going.
Will be the next
There's
step
going to be
of
something
evolution.
after Homo sapien, right? You don't. And
if
this
we get that far.
This may be what if we get that far. Hopefully there'll be something next.
Yeah.
But this is kind of how that stuff happens.
Yeah.
You think this with the integration of, like, the internet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where, like, that we're going to have tech that was going to become part of us, right? We have wearable tech. Sooner or later, it's going to be able to be in you, and it's going to be connected in ways that we don't understand right now. Okay, so between that,
I'm scared.
It's inevitable at this point. We see the direction things are going in, like the trends and the way things have gone up here.
Yeah,
we're only at a, like, very early stage as a species in technology at all.
Yeah.
We have no idea where it's actually going to take us. And then plus now that you can maybe modify people, like, in really fundamental ways, then it's like it's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen.
I think so.
So we can't. It's something you can't stop this. I don't know. It's scary, but it might not be as terrible as it seems like it's gonna be. Who knows?
Maybe. Well, you know what? Because when we got the genetic testing done, and then we'll move on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I know.
Just really can't get off the subject.
It being that. The genetic testing that we got done was covered by insurance.
Yeah.
Maybe something like this would be covered by insurance because in the long run,
cheaper,
it saves them money.
Yes, and everything gets cheaper. No matter how crazy it seems right now, over time, it's the new technology is always, like, more expensive, and it pushes all that other technology backwards. The more ubiquitous it becomes, the cheaper it becomes. So this kind of thing could become a little bit more affordable than you might imagine in a few decades.
Right.
So I mean, it's slow.
Right.
But that kind of thing happens.
Wow. Anyway. Craziness. I'm curious to see what you think about this.
Freaking nuts.
Lots of ethics on the BS this week.
Oh my God! Ethics!
Okay, it's time for the subreddit of the week. And this week it's cats are liquid.
What?
Cats are liquid.
Cats are
liquid.
liquid.
So do you have, like, a foofy cat? Or just a cat that will lay down on, like, a bowl or, like, a loaf pan or something. Most of the time it's boxes, right? That's like the big thing. But they take the shape of whatever container they're in.
Okay.
Like, look at that guy. Look at that. And they just go right in and they do their thing. So, like, not sure. Like, look.
Yeah, it does look like packing material.
I know.
Looks like a pillow.
I know. What was that one that I had earlier? Oh my gosh. Look at that one. Oh, that's a comfy food.
Oh my God.
Look, why are you taking my picture? It doesn't even look sleeping. I know. Actually, that's pretty nice. I bet that's really comfy.
It doesn't seem like it'd be that comfy.
Nice
it's ceramic. Who wants to lay on ceramic?
Oh gosh. On ceramic. It's cold. It could be hot. And it could feel nice inside of the. Look at that! Oh my goodness! Oh my god!
Wow. That looks like a coffee, like one of those fancy coffees.
Oh, it does, like the latte art.
Latte art.
But I know. I think we all needed to look at some foof. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone left a sink on. Oh, they're all in there. They're like, hey, let's pile up. Oh, he tried to get it and he couldn't. He just knocked the lotion over. Poor dude. I'll just stay here. Look at those big baby ears. Oh my gosh. I love when kittens are out of that really little, like, meow type thing and their ears are huge.
Yeah.
There's like a 4 to 6 month period where their ears are humongous. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's really, really cute. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, that sucks.
Wait, did you see how?
He's like,
Yeah. You all right?
Yeah. Everything okay over
there? What
there?
was that? Jeez, dude. I want to see that one more time.
Jerry, we talked about this. You gotta be careful. One of these times you're gonna get hurt.
It was all that. Just that kind of like little like squiggle all the way down. Oh, look at this. I love them. Oh my gosh. I like these little guys too. Just like, I always wonder like where they go. When they're that little loaf of bread, like
when they just you see this mound of fur, on the coffee table,
I know. Oh my gosh, last night, guys. Oh my gosh, Louis was laying on Maddie before he went to bed. I tweeted about this. It was like 1 a.m, and he was so comfy. When Louis gets really comfy, he farts. Yeah. And last night he must have either farted for 5 straight minutes, or
it was like a constant stream of fart.
and Maddie's laying there, and he's like, oh God. and he's cuddling and he's purring.
He's purring so hard,
and
yeah.
he's under your chin.
Yeah.
And he's nuzzling and everything, and he's, doing his little paw smirgle.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, Louie. it was.
And then it like went away for a while, and then like 15 minutes later, it's like, oh,
I know,
he
it's
does
so
it again.
bad. I know, it's so bad.
I think it's because we have him eat these like hairball treats.
I know, because he's a long hair.
Because he's a long hair, so he gets hairballs. So we give him these treats to help him dissolve his doesn't get as many hairballs. And I think it makes him fart.
You think?
I mean, it's worth it. It's because like I'd rather he farted than had hairballs.
Because we do give them to him before bed.
Yes, we do.
That's a good point.
And now he expects him before bed, so we can't just switch up that
I know, because now he waits for him.
Yeah, now he like waits for us. Like
well,
bedtime.
now we got to deal with the farts.
It's cat farts.
And I like this guy.
I'm just
too.
subreddit for cat farts.
Oh, no. What is this liquid tummy? I want to look. Oh.
I would have to like.
I know. How could you?
Except I'd be afraid of doing it because I'm afraid I'd scare him.
Yeah, the
and
paw
like,
would come out.
Yeah.
You'd get swiped
yeah.
for sure.
I wouldn't want to scare him so he fell.
That is funny though. That's pretty awesome. That's awesome. Well, cats are liquid.
Yes. And remember R. Kelly? Remember that dude? So he's got a lawyer. He's lawyering up. And he's refuting all the claims. And didn't you say that now some people consider him a flight risk? Like they think he's
That came out a couple hours ago because of the documentary. We were talking about it last week a little bit. The Lifetime documentary. We wound up watching the whole.
Yeah, we finished it.
And
it got bad. I mean, it was bad the whole time, but man, like
so
by the end of it, you're
worse.
like, whoa.
So much worse than I ever imagined.
Yeah, way worse.
So bad.
It got to almost like, it kind of started to remind me a little bit like the freaking Scientology stories.
It
like,
did.
Like a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It got so far that he can't possibly be doing this for any other reason other than to just have the experience of feeling like he has power.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Because the lengths that he goes to is just to exert power.
Right.
And just to do it over and over again, and to do it in new and exciting ways.
It wound up, before we watched this documentary, I knew that he had been accused of having sex with underage girls, and that he was found innocent or whatever in court, and it turns out that his sex tape was with a minor.
Yeah.
And they talked to a lot of women.
At that point, it was like somebody like half his age, I think, too.
Yeah. Like he was in now he's in his 50s, early 50s, I think.
Yeah.
And he still messed around with teenagers, and he keeps this, like, I hate to use the word, like, harem of girls.
Basically.
That he keeps locked in a mansion or in a hotel. Yeah. And they stay by themselves. He isolates them from their family over a long period of time.
He's got a network of people that help him do this.
Yeah, he's got a lot of people helping him. But what's very, very sad about it, the whole thing is super sad, is that a lot of these girls who have gotten caught up are singers. And
that's how it happens.
And he made them think, I can make you a star.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a career. I want you to sing in front of me and do all this stuff.
So they're like, we'll do anything, you know?
Yes. And it's like taking advantage of their ambition. And he breaks these women down until they're completely isolated from their family. It's a complete cycle of abuse. Yeah. It's like super duper textbook.
Practiced like emotional manipulation at this point. He's like gotten better and better at it, you know?
Completely.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And he does this with, like, he's got a big group of women, or so they say. So he's going out of his way.
Yeah, these are the allegations, right? These are what are in the documentary.
Right. And he has been found innocent, and they make sure to say at the beginning of every commercial, things like that. And actually, since it came out, we talked last week about how some musicians were refusing to talk to the documentary filmmaker about him, and they have since come out. I know Chance the Rapper came out.
A lot of them have come out.
Lady Gaga came out. We were talking about her a lot last week.
There's a lot of people being like,
Twitter.
oh yeah, we always knew. Like we knew this was going on. Like a lot of people
were
did.
like, Lady Gaga pulled her song.
She pulled her song off
Spotify and all the other streaming platforms from him, and said, I'm really sorry, and I was in a weird place in my life, and a lot
I
of
just
people
didn't
are coming
understand how
out.
far it went.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like, I mean, man, it was already bad, right?
He's like a cult leader.
Yeah, now it kind of is like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We're going to look back on this. It's going to look it's gonna look. I mean, it looks crazy now, but it's going to be like they're going to be talking less, I think, about his music, and more about how he used his music to basically run a cult.
Yeah.
Which is more or less what actually has happened.
Although,
like
in
the public eye, we've seen this singer, and this whole thing.
Yeah. Well,
it's crazy.
You know where I'm stuck, and maybe help me understand this because I cannot wrap my brain around it. The whole time we're watching this documentary, I'm thinking, and it's very, very, very difficult to watch.
Yeah,
we were only able to do about an hour at a time.
Yeah, it was rough.
A 6-hour thing.
Yeah,
and or less,
yeah.
and that we had to go. And we were like, I gotta stop.
Yeah, it's made you feel like crap. It really made you feel like crap watching it.
Yeah, it does. It's awful.
It's uncomfortable.
It is. And the women in it are so, I know it's going to sound really cliche, they are so freaking brave for just saying everything that he did to them. And what don't we know? The fact that there were some of them that were just very matter of fact, like, yeah, he had me do this. And
then there's some that like, I'm not going to talk about what happened this night. Like basically like, some people that just couldn't get over these mental hurdles.
Yeah.
You know, it's just some stuff that's still sticking with them.
But I'm thinking, the whole time we're watching this, I'm thinking, this is where I was going. But the whole time we're watching, I'm thinking, how did people allow this to go on? And how, even though these allegations were going on for 10, 15 years, say, he's still
before he even went to court.
Yeah, he's still pulling in girls this entire time. Even though he's had this reputation for the last 20 plus years, he's still managing to get girls, and there's still people who believe that he's innocent, and there's still parents who are willing to have their kids, not to blame the parents because it is not their fault, but there's some people that are like, oh yeah, like I'm still a fan or whatever, and then this airs. I see that his plays have gone up this week. He's made a lot of money this week because people are listening to his music. How? Why? That's what I don't understand. That's what I can't wrap my head around. How?
Well, I can imagine a lot of people listening just out of curiosity now. There's probably a lot of people watching that didn't grow up with him being like the biggest thing. And now they're going to go back now and be like, why was he such a big deal? Was his music that good that like every single person in the video is calling him, in the documentary calls him a genius, a musical genius.
They do.
Everybody calls him a genius.
They do.
And like that was how he lured people in, because he used that.
Yeah.
He's like, it's what a terrible, we talk about like genetics, right?
Yeah.
What a terrible combination of genes came up with a person, right, that has this like tendency to be this abusive and this manipulative and this, like, you know, we've used the word sociopath a lot, like in recently because of Shane Dawson, but he basically sounds like he's a sociopath. And like he totally, and then also coupled with this musical genius that lures people in. He calls himself the Pied Piper. He calls himself and then you see so many things, like he says this in this song, and he says this in this song, and he says he's the Pied Piper. It's like, how did we not see this?
I know.
Like he was hiding in plain sight the whole time.
See it. Some people see it.
Some people see it, but most people are like, he was so bombastic and huge about it that it seemed like it was like a character that he was making up, which happens all the time. Musicians do this all the time. They have these bigger than life characters they play, and then after they're off stage, they're just like, whatever, I'm just gonna watch Netflix and go to bed. And then and this dude, he was actually the guy he said he was the whole time. You know? I mean, at least at that part, the guy he was portraying himself to be.
You know, so like this ties back into the whole, you know, Bryan Singer situation. Of, can you separate the art from the artist? Yes. You see what we did there?
But I feel like there's levels to this kind of thing. There's nuance. Whether we want to admit it or not, there's nuance, right? It's not like there's like, if you've done anything that anybody considers offensive, we can no longer take you seriously for any of the art you've ever made before, because there's a spectrum up to a certain point before there seems to be a general consensus is, okay, this is bad enough.
Sure.
But what's bad enough is always going to differ between people's opinions, right? But then there's some stuff, how can you not consider R. Kelly bad enough? That's one thing. Like, and when you get to this end, it's like, who's going to say that the things he's been doing for decades are okay enough to just think that, like, we got to now pay him for all the things that he's done? I don't know. And then when you compare someone like Bryan Singer, who, while what he did was extremely bad, when you put him next to R. Kelly, it starts to look like, but then there's R. Kelly. Like, I mean, like, there's bad, and then there's freaking degrees. Bad. There's degrees. And like, and all of them are bad. None of them are acceptable, but there's still degrees and there's still nuance. So lumping them in with like, with the same conversation of like, separate the artist from the art. I have a lot bigger of a problem doing it. I have a problem doing it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but like I guess to this level, I don't think I could do it.
Horrible.
Because every time I hear one of his songs, this is what I would think of.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe that's it. Maybe that's when I can't do it. When his music,
you can't separate.
When I can't separate it just aesthetically, like I can't automatically separate it.
It's different, but
It's
different for everybody.
It's personal. It is.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if we're ever going to come to a big community consensus on this, which is what makes this always so controversial when this sort of thing happens, because not everybody's going to agree, and it's happening anyway.
Yeah.
And it's not a legal thing. This is a social justice, you know?
For sure.
So it's not something you can measure. It's not something you can write down and like put rules into. It's just the way life is.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be different for everybody. But for me, this guy, every time I hear a song, every time I hear I Believe I Can Fly, this is what I'm going to think of.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
I'm not going to think of Space Jam anymore.
I know.
I'm going to think of this, you know? So for me, I know I can't separate it.
But you know what?
For this guy, I can't separate it.
He said at one point that he made songs like I Believe I Can Fly, these really inspirational songs, to get closer to children. Because I Believe I Could Fly was sung at kindergarten graduations, and, you know, chorus concerts and churches.
Who knows?
And it would bring him closer to kids. You know, like,
it does make you wonder how far this goes. Yeah, it makes you wonder.
Like, oh my God, they're like, oh yeah, he did all these inspirational songs because he gets to meet children. You know, the children sing all the inspirational
I figured that was like kind of incidental. Like, you just happened to write a song that was a huge hit, and it happened to go into like a cartoon movie.
Yeah.
And all these kids heard it, but like, who knows? Because then you look at what he's been doing the whole time.
I know.
Like, there could very easily been an ulterior motive there.
I know.
I don't even know.
And then, you know what's really interesting, and then I'm going to zip it. I just saw today, on the heels of this, I think it's within the next couple of months, there's a documentary coming out on new Michael Jackson allegations of people who said, two men who said that they were abused by him when they were under 10.
Okay. Well, then that is the one that is like, there's like huge R. Kelly fans, right, that have trouble with this. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the one that's going to be tough for me.
Same.
Because I grew up, like, as a kid, listening to the crap out of Michael Jackson.
Oh, my God.
Loved Michael Jackson when I'd grown up.
Yeah. If you're an 80s or 90s kid, you can't even.
Michael Jackson was like God.
Michael Jackson.
You know, it was ridiculous.
I know.
And so
unbelievable.
but at the same time, you know, I've also had a long time to think about, like, these things, how they may have been.
Yeah,
and like, and you know, we could talk forever about why he would have done some of this stuff if he did.
I still can't make up my mind about it.
I can't make up my mind about it.
I go back and forth.
Yeah, I go back and forth all the time. So, because we still listen to him in the house and stuff sometimes. We have playlists, and he's on the playlist.
Yeah.
He comes up every now and then.
For the baby, because he doesn't curse and things like that.
It's easy music for that.
Yeah.
But
he likes beat
but if there's a documentary that's going to bring to light some new stuff,
I don't know.
That's going to be interesting. And I'm going to have to find out, though, because I'm not the kind of person that wants to be like this. I want to know.
I know. Is there anybody like this for you guys that you have, that you're a fan of somebody who did something terrible and you're kind of torn? Because it's a bad place to be, number one, because you want to be realistic, or at least that's where my brain goes. I want to be realistic and I want to know, you know, but I don't know. It's this weird space to inhabit, and
that's why you can't get too you can't get personally invested in life.
No,
you have to kind of. Yeah. If you get too far into it and then you get let down, and that hurts, right? Sure. So like, you got to be careful with musicians. For people who are celebrities, who are very carefully crafting a public persona that may or may not be what they actually are.
Yeah.
You always have to go arm's length with that kind of stuff. You know, whatever, in any kind of celebrity, it's like, this is somebody you don't actually personally know. Don't get too invested, because if you find out something you don't like, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to, you know, appreciate what they do. Be fans.
Yeah. And the expectations of them also go up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they expect them to be more perfect.
Yes,
yeah,
that happens too.
And that's unfair.
Yeah.
That's unfair.
But this is a whole different subject.
Yeah. Anyway, woo.
Okay, that was a long-ass episode. Longer than I thought we were going to be. Thought it was going to be a short-ass episode.
There was a lot to talk about. A lot of ethical questions this week.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see your guys' thoughts.
Deep conversations.
I know. I love your guys' comments on these kinds of things, because it's
the comment section of
really,
these, it's a lot of fun.
I know. We're always like scrambling to read your comments, because you guys have a lot of really interesting insight, and you guys are from all over the world and all over the country and everything, and it's so amazing to see the cultural differences and the emotional differences in everybody. And it's
such a crazy reminder every time
cool.
of like, there's a lot of different kinds of people.
Yeah, and it helps me make up my mind.
Oh yeah, it helps give us perspective too. It's really great. So I love that you guys interact with on there. So keep doing that. So if you have any thoughts on stuff in that regard, put it in the comments. And if you want to read or watch any more about what we talked about, links are in the description.
Yeah.
If you like this video, please support us on Patreon. Click like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye. Next week, probably. Bye.
Bye.